April 25th, 2019 Planning Board meeting.
Gentlemen,
The first item on the agenda is a lot line adjustment for Sean and Denise Hawks, map 408, lot 184, 184-1, on 29 General Knox Road, Fox Lane. And Evangeline Mary Wilson, 19 General Fox, map 411, 157. Brandon Paul and Melissa Joe Hawks, map 11, 411, 157.1. In the rural conservation and residential zones? Okay. This has been continued from a month ago, which was continued from 1 month before that.
The clipboard gone around with everybody's names on it?
yes. It says selectmen's meeting, but
Well, I figured it was revisions, I didn't keep my little plan, so. Look at this. Thank you, sir.
is that the latest?
It says revised 3/25/19 on it.
That's revised. So I'm going to go through the issues that you discussed at the last meeting. Because I watched it and I said, we got to figure out what you want, so.
Go ahead.
Anyway, we moved the abutters onto page 2. That's abutters list for sheet 1. I corrected 2 areas there. I think there was an area wrong here. 84 was it? I think I had 12 or something. And there was another one, I don't remember what it is.
The other one was inside the map, one was in the notes and one was in the map itself.
I think it's correct.
I might even have that right here, didn't you know it?
Have what? Might have got certain things on your plan.
This is map 37317, had this listed as 20.4 before adjustment. I don't,
24.4. Oh,
Okay.
that's what, that was the issue.
that was the issue there. Sorry, I didn't know I had this,
And it was another one,
and that.
12.4.
Ooh. I don't know why that's crossed out.
I don't know what that. Oh, maybe, I've changed
Oh.
it, right? Maybe I had it wrong there.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
It's fixed
I got
now,
20,
that's
21,
fixed,
one should have been 12.
that's fixed.
Yep, okay. There's the ZBA minutes. You requested.
And that's the ZBA meeting from when it said no further subdivision?
Yep. Did I highlight it? Somewhere there, isn't it? I should have. Does it say it there? I didn't even look.
Yes.
Yeah.
The variance was for the Hawks are requesting permission to subdivide his current lot 147 with frontage on Brown Ridge Road.
What's the date on that?
July 6, 2010. The Hawks are requesting permission to subdivide his current lot of 147 acres with frontage on Brown Ridge Road. There is a 20-foot right-of-way, but no frontage on Knox Road. He's asking the board to reduce the 50-foot requirement to 20.
But we're doing away with all that.
Anyway, yes.
We're creating a conforming lot, actually, with the proper
So
frontage.
basically, the variance was granted to allow a subdivision
With a 20-foot right-of-way, I'd say.
to create a lot with zero frontage, but with a 20-foot right-of-way for access.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of all goes
Which,
away.
which is gonna be not needed anymore.
Right.
Okay.
We good? This Catawba Land Conservancy, I've got a note on there in the,
On page 1.
because they got conservation easement by them and their address. And then we got notified.
And you added the wetland above or near Brown Ridge Road.
That wasn't even on my list, but I did do it, yeah, because I got that from last time. Change that. Plans. Corrected the areas. I took the match line off, I guess it was bothering you, so.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Well, it was, the idea was, that if you looked at this, the other page, you knew where it went, but I guess it's kind of obvious anyway.
The only thing I see in my plan that I didn't realize I had anymore is I show a zone line scribbled on him.
Okay, well, so I did this.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, the rural conservation overlay line is someplace.
Oh,
Because you got rural conservation overlay and,
yeah, but I have it all the way down to here.
oh, right there.
No, it's right there, yeah. I do have it.
Okay.
I think I had it, but so, you mentioned 3 zones, so now I've got it with 2 zones, together.
The
The overlay.
Public notice says it's in the residential zone. Not the public notice. The agenda said it was in the residential and rural ag. Don't know if that's true or not.
What part's in the
Should have a
residential?
zoning map.
That little piece on, what part's in the residential zone? I don't know what it is.
Not of this property.
Huh?
Not of this, not of our, Tom's property. This whole subdivision is
No.
residential.
It's,
Is it?
it's abutting the residential, it's abutting residential, but it's not.
It's abutting it right here.
Here.
Oh,
I
down
just
there.
lost it.
That's all residential
So
down
is
there.
this. I lost it. Again,
Yeah, see on
Right
that.
It's right in here.
right there we got, this is residential,
The pink, right?
the yellow.
Oh, yeah, the
It's
yellow's the
commercials.
Let me see this.
So that's,
Let me see this.
well, you got bifocals.
I guess.
There's Knox Road. There's your pieces of property. That's yellow.
All right, so I just got to put.
There's
this
your
in
rural zone
residential.
line. And there's your,
Residential there.
so you got a zone line here.
shallow pieces in the residential zone. The little
Right.
tail.
Right? So that,
Yeah,
This-
one,
this
one
is-
right here.
you got a zone line right there,
And right there.
and right there, which you show.
Yeah.
But I would say you ought to put
Well, I have
Yeah, that's true.
agricultural
Yep,
here, and I
you got
have
it.
it, that's why I did this.
Yep, okay.
Did this, and that's a zone change. It's sort of not, but it shows that this is rural ag, and these are the overlays. So it's kind of, so are you saying this is residential?
Yes,
Okay, so I'm gonna.
the abutter is residential. And the piece off Brown Ridge Road is residential.
And I took the setbacks off. That were down. There were some setbacks. No setbacks are shown. You have it on yours?
I don't see them.
That's the old plan? No, that's the new plan.
It's in the plan, 325.
Where's the old plan?
I probably tried to get rid of it already.
Right there. Right there.
That's, oh, yes, okay.
There was some, Anyway, that's all I've got. That's what I gathered from the meeting.
Yes, in the old plan you had, yes.
Do we not want any setbacks shown?
You really can't show setbacks. You don't know where the wetlands are. But it's labeled.
No, but the lot line setbacks were building envelopes. I know they're all built on.
What's that?
I say, I know they're all built on, but how about lot line
This was not
setbacks?
built on. Is it?
No,
No, it's not.
it's vacant.
You show the building setbacks all the way around, all lot lines, right?
Jeez.
Even though they're already built on.
It's gonna make,
We typically don't do it.
it's gonna make it very confusing, I think, on this plan.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So-
show them on that plan, but on this other sheet, wouldn't be bad.
It serves no purpose, because it could, it's not showing the wetlands set. If you showed the wetlands,
Well, you
That-
wouldn't have to just put a note on there, wetlands not delineated, so no setback shown.
whatever. You want setbacks, we'll put them on. I don't think it's worth doing, but it's just more lines to confuse everybody.
Yeah, because you could show a setback along the, or not have it around the
Yeah.
easement area.
That page is actually almost, is like a
Like that.
sketch.
Right. I mean, they should be on there, don't you think?
Well, if you're gonna show them here, you should show them here.
That's what I'm thinking, show them everywhere.
But like Art said, we don't have the wetlands shown the whole thing, so
Just put a note on there saying the wetlands weren't delineated. Setbacks not shown for wetlands.
What's the purpose of showing it, might I ask? It's noted in the note, it's written in the notes what the setbacks are. And if you put it,
I think the
something,
purpose is it's usually, it's in the checklist is the part of it, I think.
Yes, it is.
I'm not good to that. The problem is, this sheet is gonna be really ugly if you put setbacks on it.
I wouldn't put them on that sheet.
Well, why put them on this sheet? It doesn't show anything. I mean, this is the one that shows all the buildings and dwellings and bearing distances and all that kind of thing. This is just really a sketch.
that's a sketch, yeah, that's what I said.
That's a sketch to show us
What's really happening?
the rest of it.
It's up to you.
I think in this case, I don't think we need them.
Well, we had to do a waiver then,
I would think we
just so
should
that,
at least copy the setback onto this sheet someplace. You know what I mean? The note. Cause this, whoever's building in this lot may not look at this sheet. May not.
Probably not gonna look at that sheet if they're building.
Probably not. But if you're buying a 200 acres, you're probably not gonna worry about this sheet at all.
Well, I'm under no obligation to give them the plan.
No, but it's gonna record a plan. Yeah. To page what, 2?
Page 2, yeah.
Yeah, sheet 2.
Sheet 2. Okay, we'll do that. Typically, we don't show the setbacks on a lot of I mean, I've presented them before, and we don't. Because of the reason it's a false impression of those are the setbacks. And somebody's gonna look at that plan and say, okay, look, I can build up to here, and not regard those wetlands that should be delineated. Whereas if they read the note, then they'd have to address both of them. The lot line setback and the wetland setback. So that's a good reason not to show them on lot line adjustments, because you're not creating any new lots. That's my point.
Yeah, well, we got a lot that isn't built on yet.
They'd read the note, they'd look and say, what are the setbacks, and they'd read the note. If they only looked at the plan, they'd, hey, look, I can build here. So I think it's given a false impression by putting the setbacks when it may not be the right setbacks.
Okay, on what lot 157-1, you have an easement shown on plan to be eliminated, C note 5. I think it should be C note 4.
Maybe. Let me see.
If we didn't eliminate the easement.
What does this say, Greg?
Yeah, it
It
says,
says C note 5, it should be
yeah,
note
it
4.
should say 4. Oh, I changed your hatching. I changed all the hatching too.
I like this better.
All right, so I gotta change note. Easement.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand what's going where. Because I did one at one time.
It says in each little box here, it says.
Yeah.
Parcel A says where it's going, parcel B says where it's going, C says where it's going, D says where it's going, E says where it's going, in here. And H says where it's going.
And you have the little table at the bottom too, which I had my arm
Table
on,
C, and that's-
which I had my arm on top of, and that's why I didn't see it.
that's the thing, I thought it was going there.
That's very helpful.
Wasn't easy figuring it out.
So this triangle,
Yep.
that's parcel E?
That's what it looks like. That's what-
It's right there.
Can you put parcel E in big letters down there like you did for F?
Down here.
Yes. Because parcel E,
I have an arrow there.
oh, I
I
guess
mean, I
you
can
do.
do it again, but that, I only have
Yeah,
it.
that's cool, that's cool.
This happens to be here and here.
Yeah, that double hatch is a little confusing, but
Yeah, and you get that arrow for parcel E kind of points to that hatch that's,
Well, that's true. Yeah, but it certainly doesn't look like.
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to clutter that up with another line, this going through there, so. Maybe I could put it over here.
Yeah, that might be better, so it's not pointing towards that other hatch.
Yeah.
Slide it over just in front of the house or something.
So are the monuments
All done.
need set? No?
Yeah. It wasn't easy, like you said.
Anybody else have any questions?
One probably very simple question. On sheet one, what is PK slash DHF? I know what DHF is, but what's the PK?
That's a nail.
Oh, it's not shown on the,
Legend, the key,
It's, yeah, it should be. Right down there, mag nails. Oh, that PK's not in there.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll add that.
they got
Well,
mag here and
we're
PK
starting to use,
there.
yeah, that was, the PK was a nail we used to use now, but it's kind of
I knew what a
interchangeable.
I knew what a PK was.
I know, all right, I'll add that to the key.
PK is a nail?
Yeah,
And
Made by
they're
Parker.
both the same, they're both magnetic nails, it's just one was made by one company and put their name on it,
Oh,
the other guys.
One was made by Parker Kalon, they're, that's PK. And now you make mag nails, which have a little magnet inside them. It screams even louder for a metal detector. That should be that should be a question on a survey test. What does PK stand for?
New guys wouldn't know.
Hmm?
Can you still buy PKs?
I don't think so.
Okay,
yeah, I
then,
got a box.
anybody new wouldn't know.
Yeah, you
Right,
can
what
still
they
get
are.
it. You can still get
Can you
it.
still buy them?
I got one in my truck. I use it for benchmarks.
You can
Yeah,
just
well,
buy mag nails.
When they're gone, yeah, they're gonna be gone. I know we still see some rolling around here and there.
well, the deed to this should be a journey, shouldn't it?
The lawyer's got them written.
Yeah?
He said he caught the areas on the, the ones you caught, that was it. I didn't hear back from him, so he must be good with.
Oh, you're retired.
Yeah, well, that's why I put all the,
You might want to check his legal descriptions if he wrote the bearings and distances up. You might want to check it. Does anybody from the public have any comments, questions, concerns? Thoughts? No? Okay. Close the public comment section. I'll make a motion to approve it with the following conditions. Add the zone line along the stone wall by Brown Ridge Road.
wait a minute. Oh, the zone line on the,
Residential. Agricultural.
where do you want it shown?
Here.
Oh, the zone line goes along the road.
I'm worried about that piece.
I'll label it residential,
Okay.
rather than show a line, a line. You're right.
Should be labeled residential. And the parcel on Brown Ridge
Yeah.
Road should be labeled
So-
residential. Change the note to say C note 4 regarding that easement. Add PK
To the key?
to the legend, the key, yes. And you were going to move the label for parcel E to be a little less confusing. Was there anything else?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, first we have to second it, then we gotta talk about it.
Move the setbacks
Oh, yes, copy
table
of,
on sheet
copy
two.
of setback from sheet, copy of setbacks from sheet 2 also onto sheet 1.
Right.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Chuck seconds. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Congratulations.
Thank you.
You want to keep this?
Yeah.
Very temporarily?
all done playing with lot lines out there now, Sean?
What's that?
You all done playing with lot lines out there now?
Well, if somebody else wants to sell me some land. But I found out I'm like the 10th generation to live in town, so I told my daughters they're 11. They said, well, why don't we own everything? So I'm trying.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So the next application is going to be a site plan
Mother died.
for Keith Mulholland.
Mother died towards the.
Metal restoration, undercoating, metal coating, sandblasting at 781 South Stark Highway, map 411, 150 in the commercial zone. First, we've got to accept the application as complete.
Want a large plan?
Sure.
Do we have a letter from the owner, or should he sign it since he's sitting in the audience?
We got
Okay,
Bozeman is the owner.
yeah, I know.
even got a little bit of a signature on it.
He's sitting right there, you need a signature.
I think they gave away all the big ones.
I don't want a big one then. I assume we notified,
The
Tom
owner,
Carr and,
yes,
yes, and others.
Tom Carr and Art, and the owner who forgot to put his own name on it.
There, I see him there too. Okay. We got past that hurdle.
$10.
I have a big print here. I don't know what happened to this. I don't know what happened to the other.
They all went out to the boards, to the police,
Ah,
to all the people who care,
do you guys want to look at this one? It's a full
and
print.
no one gave them back.
I think I'm okay for now. I assume, I'm gonna assume that Art has some bigger ones, or is he not speaking? As far as being complete, I think everything's on there.
What about 12,
12?
yeah, the lighting?
There's nothing there, Chuck.
Proposed.
Probably showed on his building plans, didn't he?
There
Yeah,
are
he's
some
got them,
building plans, there's
he's got them sketched on the building plan.
the sign plan, the illumination plan, the spec sheets on the lights. They're all in the,
These things here are, I think, Chuck, light fixtures. Two in the front, one around here. He didn't show them on this building here, but he showed them in his sketches here.
I'll make a motion to accept the application as complete.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? Are you presenting this, sir?
Yep.
Oh, would you open that door, please?
We gotta leave the door open for fire, safety, all that kind of thing, yeah.
And public awareness.
So,
So tell us what you're trying to do here.
it's a to-be-built 60 by 34 building that's going to house a undercoating metal restoration. So we're going to have a couple sandblast booths, the smaller booths. There's going to be a paint booth, and that's where that bump out is going to be. I think it's on the plan itself.
Yep.
And then 2 lifts, and the front of it will have 3 12 by 12 bay doors. And then in the rear is the small office.
The bump out's the office?
No, the
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed what you said there.
the bump out's a paint booth.
Okay. I see the office now,
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, the office is in the rear, right rear corner.
So you're not gonna be really doing any body work?
No, no. Other than, the primers and painting.
Where's the exhaust fan gonna be?
Well, it depends on the booth, but probably either right out the rear. It has to go 2 feet above the roof line. Within 10 feet of any roof line has to be 2 feet above that.
It's kinda like the same requirements as a chimney, huh?
Yeah.
I just didn't want it to be,
Same thing they did at Cold Springs.
Well, it's sticking on the back, right on the back side of the ridge, so you shouldn't even see it from the front.
yeah, but where's the house in this? Because it's gonna be source of noise.
I don't think those fans are that noisy.
Could it be on the side of the bump out towards over here?
Yeah. Yeah, either there or right up straight to the roof. It depends on the actual booth, like some of them are a little different, but you pretty much can go any of those. Like I was kind of hoping to either put it out this side or out the back and not through the roof just because.
Snow and
I
rain.
don't like to put holes in the roof
Yeah,
either,
exactly.
right. I got a boat, I hate drilling holes in the boat, same
Right.
thing. I think I'd prefer it on that 14-foot side,
Yeah.
aim
Yeah,
toward,
high
aim
back
towards the
corner.
fire station, it's away from the abutter.
Yep.
The noise is gonna stay right there.
Yep.
May not be much noise, but whatever it is, it's not a concern. The retaining wall is 6 feet high?
Yeah, roughly. All the numbers are there.
Are you gonna try to build that out of stones? Are you gonna do,
Yeah, what I'm hoping to do maybe, and talk up to whoever's gonna do the excavation, but I'm hoping, like this here wall's probably gonna have to be a lot more substantial than there. Might be able to just slope this one off, but this one here is gonna have to probably be some big big stones to kind of hold up this foundation, part of the
Yeah,
foundation.
you got 8 foot high right there at the corner of
Yeah, the problem is, I don't think you got room to get a stone retaining wall in there. They're pretty wide. Once you taper them back and everything, especially 8 feet high, Chip's got to okay it.
33 and a wake up.
Someone in Chip's position has to okay it.
Considering the height of that wall, you might have to engineer it, but that's, I don't think these guys' problems.
That's-
It'll be
I'm just-
the next building inspector.
Let's make it part of the foundation. Go with a whole big foundation. A lot of concrete.
Do a walkout in the office. Do a walkout in the office. Walkout basement.
Yeah, that's the corner you're at, right? Yeah.
The parking lot is getting close, and the sidewalks. The sidewalks.
That way you could drop that footing down too, is by doing that, you'll be in the ground.
Yeah, with the back doors right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to do a walkout there. That wouldn't work very well.
If the doors in the front, you could have that all.
The doors are on the side, towards the front. You do a little deck there, it would work.
The sidewalk over
Note number 4. My addition 11 plus 1 is not 13. 11,
Just saying.
11 parking places plus 1 handicap is 12, but I counted 13 spaces.
That's because the vans take up 2 spaces, you know, with the
there.
ramp.
I might have, how many spaces are there?
There is 13 spaces.
Yeah, there is 13. I didn't notice that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, I
Yes.
counted 12. Oh,
You're missing the
13.
one by the leach field.
So there's 12, it should be 12.
Should be 12 plus 1 is 13.
Which note is that?
Note 4.
We had 11 at one point.
Yeah, that might have been the original ones or something.
Have you applied for the state driveway permit?
Yep. Yes, but I don't have the actual permit, but he says it's all set for 2 driveways, so like kind of a horseshoe, and he's talked to Chip already.
I don't really like all the runoff going into the wetland off the. Is the parking lot going to be paved or gravel?
Paved.
Should shut that off. Never get into it.
You got, does it, anything on here say it's gonna be a paved driveway?
No, I don't see it anywhere.
I don't think so, no.
With the snow storage on the one end, you probably don't want those bumpers on the end of those 3 parking spaces. Because I assume the plows is going to push it all right
Right off the end, yeah.
right parallel to 114, right off the end, right through the bumpers.
Yeah,
And the bumper's either going to be destroyed or the plow's going to be destroyed or.
Might have to move those for the winter. The snow will give you a clue where to park. The snow,
Well, if the pavement ends, I hope everybody knows to park there
well,
too.
but they'll put stakes up for plowing and stuff, so they can probably remove those for the winter. Put stakes up for plowing and remove those. You won't need bumper blocks in this. You need them when there's no snow. When there's snow.
There? Why do you need them there when there was no snow?
Maybe you don't
I
need them.
mean, the other ones, yes, you're not gonna wanna fall down over the hill, but
Yeah, right.
those three, you're just gonna drive into
Yeah,
something relatively level.
all right, we'll take those out.
If you take the bumpers off, you're still gonna have the rebar sticking up
Yeah.
that holds the bumper.
Yeah, that's true.
That'll be even worse for the snowplow.
You gonna pave it right off, or?
I don't know. I'm hoping to, yes.
The reason I ask is if you should specify on there what the surface is gonna be. Or if there's a chance you're not gonna pave it right off, don't put paved on there.
All right.
Well, yeah, but if he's gonna pave it, he should show it.
I'm gonna move the bumper block note in the inside.
Does the 10% rule apply to that?
He's not in the offer, is he? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine, don't think he's in the aquifer up there.
I don't think so either. Not on the top of a hill.
Is there any way to make this drain north into that snow storage area? And have some kind of at least, I hate to use the word detention basin, but some kind of dry puddle to put the water in, to have it discharge into the wetland up near 114, rather than sheet flowing off the pavement down that steep hill?
We only got 7/10 there difference, so I guess we could raise it up, so it's, raise one up and take the other down. So it pitches forward, is that what you're saying? Or really?
No,
we could-
drain it towards the fire station.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay,
So see where the well is, just to the right of that, it's 194.5.
Yep.
yes.
So you could raise that up a hair and take the 195.2 just across from it. And maybe even make a slight swale in the middle of the whole paving so it goes that way.
That's what I was saying, where the word proposed well is, put a little swale right down through the middle of it, right through the third parking space.
Well, where it says proposed well, right, yeah, down the
Yeah.
middle.
Right,
Create a swale in the pavement.
correct. So it goes right through the middle of the parking space, right up towards the general area where you have that 194.2,
Right in the snow storage.
right past the snow storage, keep on going.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna draw a line there, I'm gonna say create,
Yeah, grade to drain,
I'll put some arrows there. so-
yeah. Would it be better to have, instead of bumper stops, then have a curb along that back line by the well?
Yeah, I put bumper steps there, but yeah, he could put a berm. If he puts a paved berm, it's no different. Well, oh yeah, now I can see, before I was thinking the water was going out.
Right, you want the water to go there, but I'm trying to keep the water from going there, so if you
Okay, so-
curb behind the parking spaces, it's gonna
So now we're gonna put a berm, asphalt.
basically curb from the building over to that.
So paved berm from the handicap down to the end.
I would go the whole way along the edge of that pavement
Oh, all the way, yeah, all the way.
to the edge of that first,
Yeah,
yeah, to the parking space. That way you can still plow at the parking space. Hopefully nobody plows the curbing into the wetlands down the hill. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a little something up in here.
114's running downhill there, so you won't have to do anything but follow 114.
That's true, 114 is going downhill. Is?
Yeah, it's going
Oh,
downhill
yeah.
towards
Top of the hill right here.
Ridgeview, yeah.
Top of the hill right here,
Yeah.
right.
Shouldn't be too hard to do.
No. Then all the water would come out of this and go that way.
Right.
Whether it really treats it or not, who knows, but it's gonna help.
That quarter run from the end of the parking lot down there is,
So do I need to do that, or just? Should do it, because, whatever. It's gonna get crowded there.
I would, you mean graded as in the basin I'm talking about type thing?
No, I have elevations there, but,
I would show some kind of basin at the end of it. I don't,
show what?
some kind of little basin where you have the 194.2 spot shot. Drain all the,
well, that 192 is just beyond, it's that 25-foot buffer line, I think. Is that what that dash line is
Yeah.
right there?
well, that's the buffer. So yeah, I gotta stay out of that buffer then, don't you?
Yeah.
So you want the snow storage should have a small, be a swale too.
But yeah, between your 50-foot setback line and the wetland buffer line, a little, I don't care how big it is, just some little bit to slow the water down when you have a rainstorm. I'm not talking 5 feet deep, I'm thinking
No,
just
Foot and a half.
make a puddle.
a couple feet.
Yeah. If he wants to make it 3, he can make it 3. If he wants to make it a foot and a half, he can make it a foot and a half, but you can worry about that when you get there.
I'm just gonna
Just
say,
get the water that way.
I'm gonna have it, create a 2-foot pond, detention pond.
Don't call it pond.
Yeah, don't call it pond,
Okay.
puddle. Think of a good term for puddle.
Depression.
Depression, yeah. Yeah, don't use the word pond, I don't like
No,
that.
that's true.
Leave your survey hat on. You're gonna check on the aquifer, but I doubt that it is. Put a note, put a note in the plan about not being in the aquifer protection district, I assume it's not.
Yeah,
I don't see that note. Is there any way to move the dumpster before the neighbor complains about the dumpster being unloaded at 7 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning? Is there any place else to put that?
you tell us.
I'm not gonna design that part. It'd be nice
The
to,
house is not that close to this.
no,
A lot of trees there.
Wrap it in rubber.
How often does the dumpster get picked up? Once a week?
Probably once a week.
usually once a week.
Yeah, it'd be,
Most of
Yours
those are once
might
a
be
week.
less.
can't imagine it'd be that
He's
that
got-
often,
he's got-
but
Maybe they'll have.
Maybe twice a
wake up
month.
call. How do you know it's gonna be at 5 o'clock? How do you know
What's
his will
that?
be at 5?
It always seems like it is.
Not for everybody, because they can only pick up a few at 5.
This is right off 114, that'll be the first stop.
You don't know where they're coming from.
Any other questions from the board for now? I have a couple I'm gonna hold back. Anybody from the public like to speak? I assume there is. Yes, sir. Come on up to the podium, please state your name and address. Talk slowly, because Bruce is taking minutes.
My name is Mike Cullen, and
What?
49 Orchard Hill Road,
Mike,
Cullen, a butter.
He's in the back.
we got mics all over the place, on back here, okay.
So I actually didn't hear a satisfactory definition of what the business is that he's going to put in there. I'd like to hear a little bit more about it, but I have some other questions. On the map, you show next to the leach field this curly line, which I see no definition for, and I'm curious what that is actually.
What, next to leach field what?
from Route 114, just below the leach field, going right to left, there's a cloud-like.
Oh, that's the tree line.
I'll leave with that tree line.
Okay. I didn't know what it really represented. And it says that the silt fence gets erected before any construction?
Yes.
What is the definition of construction? It looks like that area that the silt fence goes in is cordoned off from, say, the borrow pit. There wouldn't be any access to the borrow pit once that goes up. And by the way, what is the borrow pit and what's it for?
It's existing.
It's existing?
That's
Yeah.
right, we were told 2 or 3 months ago, yes.
Usually a spot where somebody dug some material out of the ground to use for something, they borrowed the material.
So that is not something that will be active for
No.
the construction of this?
No,
No.
no construction on any of this other wetlands.
Nice, nice. So, these cars that are gonna be worked on and so forth, I'm kind of curious about the nature of them. Are they roadworthy at the time that they come in? They're all roadworthy?
Yep.
And customers will bring them in during the day? Or you will get a tow truck bringing them in at night, or?
No, this is the undercoating is a quick operation, 45 minutes to an hour, so.
It's our understanding, he's not doing any mechanical work to these cars or body work to these cars at all.
You're just undercoating and painting, basically.
Yeah, so like if somebody brings in a fender or, some parts, we'll sandblast the parts, paint them, and then the undercoating. I'm anticipating that the undercoating is gonna be a lot of what we're gonna be doing.
You're gonna undercoat entire vehicles though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you anticipate having employees?
No, not really.
So the majority of these parking spaces are gonna be customers waiting to have their cars?
Yeah, well, it'll be on a schedule, so either, there could be a couple of people drop them off maybe the night before, I don't know, but most people usually wait for it, 'cause it's a pretty quick turnaround. I don't anticipate using really half of the parking spaces, but to meet the ordinance, that many.
We're just gonna get to the,
So would you say that you, on site, you would have some hazardous or toxic materials at some point during the process?
Yeah, well, the paints and stuff are considered toxic and hazardous, yes.
And none of that will, that's gonna be taken care of responsibly, it's not gonna be put in the dumpster and,
No, so the paint booth takes care of 98% of the toxins or the particles that come out of the paint booth. That's EPA, that's a requirement through them. And then the cleaning of all the spray guns and stuff like that has to go into a separate container. It can be whatever, it can be 5 gallons, 55 gallons drum, and then once that's full, then I have to call a hazardous waste company, and I'll come in and take that away.
and the nature of the lights, are those gonna be an automatic, on the outside of the building with a cycle that goes, all night, all day, or
No, there'll be a motion, so it'll be all night.
a motion detector?
Yep.
Are you familiar with that piece of property as far as the wildlife is concerned?
Not really, but it's only in the front side and the right side of the building, not on the left or the rear.
Seems like there's a good steady deer population. That light may be going on all night. I was just curious. What about the weekends? Do you have plans to work on the weekend?
I do not. We're hoping to only operate 4 days a week.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else from the public would like to speak? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing for now. Well, nobody's mentioned it, so I'll bring it up. How about landscaping and buffering?
You talking about the left side?
Left side and front, yes. I'm not gonna try to go crazy, but
Well, the left side's a pretty good tree line, and I actually have a picture of the, when the land was, put up for sale, and you can't even see the neighborhood. Let me show you.
when the leaves are out,
Yes,
okay. Right now you can,
yeah, right now.
okay. Yes, I'm familiar with it. I drive by that thing many times.
So what do you think about something behind the leach field along the lot line,
I was
like to the corner of the building?
I'd like to see the dumpster moved, to be blunt. I'd like to see a couple bushes in front of the leach field, a couple bushes in the parking island.
You gotta be low, something low.
Yes, you don't want to block the sign.
This is a sign there.
Right.
But the leach field, we can put a couple bushes there. We'll figure out what we can.
Let me see what the zoning says exactly what we got, what we can and can do and all that kind of stuff before I,
Did you put a fence around the dumpster?
chain link fence with the slats in it, you mean?
Cut down on
You know, like
the-
vinyl stockade kind of
Vinyl
fence?
stockade.
You know, the tall panels there? Something looks a little nicer than the chain link with the slats in it.
Nice little white picket fence thing.
No, but they got the vinyl ones that are closed, that you can't see through them.
Stockade fence.
Yeah, yeah. Just three-sided, you don't need a gate on it, just leave the dumpster end, the access end open.
If it was me, I would not
I
like
was gonna
it.
see it in the back. I'd want one on the front to go.
How are you gonna get to it?
Get it back right between the leach field and the building.
They don't back anyway, they're on the front of the
They
truck.
drive in, yeah,
It's in
they
the
drive
front.
in, sorry, they drive
Right. So they can nose right in there with the forks out and grab it. Because they essentially got a set of forks on there, they pick them up.
They'll
with it.
figure it out how far
Yeah,
the fence has to be off, so they don't break it. There's fences around those things all the time. I don't know how big he's getting.
It's gonna be a huge dumpster.
yeah, I didn't think so. Just for cardboard boxes and debris, yeah.
Oh, that's right, that's the page that's missing out of my zoning book. That's why I was having trouble finding it.
I think
You'll
it
have
says
to
it
get a
has
new
be
book if we ever get it
fence around
updated.
in the zoning.
Yeah, we got those,
There's a snag to that program. My sentiments exactly.
Okay, page 31 of the zoning, which is the commercial district. In a commercial district, any new commercial activities, this is 24.7, by the way. Article 24.7, in a commercial district, any new commercial activity shall provide for and maintain a strip of native plantings approved by the planning board along property lines and boundaries, including road frontage, that may be required to act as a visual screen and/or sound buffer as appropriate to the proposed development or activity. The landscape plan shall be shown to provide for a visually appealing green space that softens the view. There's not much we can do in the front of the building because you got four doors.
Overhead doors,
It's
right.
all doors, so you can't put anything in front of the building. So there's not much softening you can do there. That's why I was thinking the dumpster was someplace else. A little bit additional could be added in that corner.
That's not gonna serve any purpose there.
Well, it's a screen from the residents. I know there's a lot of brush there, but a lot of it is not, it's not on your property.
Behind the dumpster, I guess you could add some
I don't know where else you could put the dumpster anyway.
stuff.
The only place else you put is clear up in the snow storage area, and that's silly.
yeah, it's too far
Yeah,
away from the
that's-
building.
That's, nobody's gonna carry it that far. It's gonna end up down over the hill somehow.
I think where it is, it's okay if they put a good decent fence around it.
You want to tuck it up against the
Have the
building?
fence come right off the corner of the building almost.
How about you help me rotate the, I was gonna say, rotate that thing in here.
Yeah, and have an L-shaped fence come right off the building.
That's what we went through.
Or if you can stick it up against the building and then show an L-shaped fence around the building. So it's hidden from the, well, no, you know what I mean?
Parallel with the building?
Yeah,
You driving over the leach field, get it?
okay.
You can move it-
Okay,
Yeah.
You can move
One of these
it,
fields.
you can move it away a little bit and just kind of angle it a little bit.
how about if we stick it down the end, there's 3 parking spaces there, use,
It's a bit,
Oh, that's a long ways away.
him for getting there is, let's be realistic, he's not gonna, if you show it there, he's not gonna put it there.
alright, so what's, that's the spot. You don't want it near the door. That's a good spot for it, because it's remote from his activity there.
Well, come off the building with a fence and have it go around it, make it an L-shaped fence or something. Whatever you think you need to do to make that work.
You gotta get, the vehicle has to get there, you're not gonna drive over it.
I know, but if you, the way you have it, I mean, if you do a fence like this,
You can't get to it.
the vehicle's gonna come in like this, right?
Yeah,
Has to.
that's how they're coming in, but they're not gonna approach that dumpster
They approach a dumpster head on, pick it up. You got, you haven't got that, you haven't shown it square anyway, you gotta kinda show them the right way.
Let me show you how it shows you. It's no different than this is the only way you're gonna get to it and get the trash out of there.
Right, the truck coming in just like this, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, his forks are
If
going,
you turn that thing over here,
you don't have to turn it,
what?
just run a fence like this and this.
Oh. No brainer, okay. Right, so you don't need the fence. You just
The fence
wanna-
doesn't need to wrap around, you
so
can use
we
the
could have a
building as one
fence out
wall.
Here and out here,
Right,
that's what you're telling.
yeah.
Okay.
Vinyl stockade fence.
Seems pretty silly. You see what he wants? Two-sided thing like that. I don't know what that does, but.
It hides it from the neighbor.
Hides it from the neighbor.
Okay. I guess if you had just one here, it would hide it from the neighbor. You don't need a back one. Just put a fence right there. Why have that? That's not gonna hide anything.
To hold it up, one straight section of fence isn't very sturdy.
Keeps the trash from blowing out
Yeah,
out
a
of the
lot
fence
of
down
times
the
you see
hill.
cardboard stacked against those fences too, boxes they cut up.
We'll put 2 pieces up. We don't know what size the dumpster is, so we don't know how big the fence is
Right.
gonna be, but it's gonna be appropriate, so I think.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it's more than a 4-yarder.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either, right?
The fence is probably only gotta be 4 feet high, probably.
They make that stuff 6 feet high.
It doesn't have to hide 2 feet above the dumpster.
Well, the dumpster's gonna be 5 feet high.
No, dumpster.
Oh, is it 5 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway,
Well, whatever, I'm saying, we're gonna cover it,
yeah.
whatever.
So the lights, you show one in each corner of the front
Yep.
and one on the left corner of the side.
Right where the electric meter, looks like.
Yes. They all gonna be the double ones you show here?
No, the only double one is the, one on the right side front, and the other one will just be one. The other one on the left front's just gonna point towards the doors. And then the one by the office will be kind of over
Okay.
that office door and then point towards the entrance.
You just lost me with the one by the office door.
So these are gonna be the ones in the front?
No, that's the one for the, sign.
Okay.
And then the other one's,
This one?
yeah. So basically it'd be one pointing this way, and then
A double in there.
this one here, double one, and then, actually, I think
Show it
the
over,
other one,
over here.
yeah, that kind of points this way. Yeah, and I think what I was thinking is, because I'm only worried about the motion up here, I'm not worried about the motion in the back. You know what I mean? If somebody pulls in. and
Yes,
goes to-
yep. We're worried about the motion because we don't want the light on all the time, though.
Yeah.
To be blunt, I don't like the idea of the double here shining towards the road.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it'll be shining like here.
Yeah, I know, but it's still gonna shine on the road. With this one shining, this double here and a single here and a single there, I don't.
If
think
you
you're
slid it
gonna-
over closer to the door,
I don't think you're gonna have a blind, I don't think you're gonna have a black spot in there, a dark spot, I should say. Are you?
No, I mean, I can change it and put a single head too. Which just, covers if somebody walks by. the
Yeah,
door.
if you have a single here,
Yeah, I can do that.
aimed that way, sort of, the
Yeah.
double here, and the single
Single
there.
Yeah.
No sense in lighting the leach field up,
No, right.
no sense in lighting the dumpster up, now you got a fence around it. And that would keep the light away from 114 somewhat. And these will all be aimed down.
Yep.
Good answer. The other light was the light over the sign. The sign meets the zoning? Doesn't matter, you have to give them a sign permit anyway.
Yeah. How big is the sign?
3 by 5.
Yeah, it meets it.
Mounted on a 3/4 inch PVC posts that are 4 by 4. It is going to be 3 feet above the ground, top of the sign's about 7 feet high.
Yeah, the max on the sign is 7 high.
From the center line of the road.
Yeah.
So the ground's gonna be lower, so he can certainly be 7 feet there.
And I think it's 2 sides, 32 square feet per side, so he's definitely under the size requirement.
So there'll be lights on all night beside the motion lights? No. And the motion light will only be activated if someone drives in your driveway,
Right.
either one of those driveways, either side.
Well, you'd have to drive closer to the building.
Yeah.
Where the neighbor's deer goes walking through the yard. I'd like to see some kind of landscaping noted on here. I don't know. Obviously some low stuff around the sign, 'cause you're not gonna, the sign's 3 feet high at the bottom, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want anything growing 4.5 feet high, that's for sure. Just some little dinky little bush.
Does the zoning list it?
Pardon me?
Does the zoning list any, I'll look at another town.
Native plantings, yes.
What's native? That's
Something that's not from overseas. Native to New, yeah, you can find it, yeah, juniper, something, I'm sure.
Something the deer won't eat.
A little yew, if it grows too high, he can cut the top of it off, trim it back. But at the leach field, I'd like some kind of, probably fir trees or spruce trees,
Yeah,
something that's gonna,
yeah, a couple spruce would look good.
yeah,
Of course, they get big, so.
yeah, that's what I like. In the bottom limb stay
So
alive.
I'm gonna put 2 spruce over there. We might as well talk about how many. And I got 2 shrubs south of this sign and 3 north.
They good enough for you?
what size shrubs we talking about when you put them in?
Well, they're not gonna grow this high anyway.
They're only gonna be this, they're not big. It's for someday, it's,
I put like 3 spruce there, one in the middle of the leach field, one in each corner.
what's that again?
by the leach field, put like 3 spruce there, one in the middle, one in each corner. You know what I mean, off the radius?
Here,
Yeah, one in the middle. Right there, yeah, then one in each corner.
that's gonna really crowd that space. I don't think you should, well,
You gotta go about 15 feet apart with them. How big is that leach field?
it's just-
So in 30 feet, you got 3 trees, right?
All right,
15,
well,
15?
They'll be somewhere here, I don't wanna get, I
Yeah.
mean, spruce trees are gonna get.
If you put them like 15 feet apart, that'll help.
well, 15
Keep 'em
feet
tighter.
apart.
Well, you probably got 35 feet
Oh, that'll
between
be
the park,
30 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
between the parking
three
space
trees,
and
okay,
the, yeah,
So put 3.
3 feet, 10-foot centers.
Three trees. 3 spruce trees there, and then I just figured maybe
Two south of sign, four north?
4, yeah. All right. Well, landscape. We'll figure out what we're gonna put there.
You're gonna get a septic permit, make a note on that. DOT driveway permit, make a note on that, add your tree line. Get the hours of operation on the plan. I don't remember what he said they were gonna be anymore.
You got a list of this? You've already got a list.
Yeah, it's in the application, 8 to 6.
I would expand on the I would state the use on the plan. It is on the application, I know that.
For the purpose of plan.
Did you say someplace that I missed it?
Well, you want the septic approval, so you want us to get that before you approve it?
Yes,
Well, before we sign it.
before I sign it. Yes.
Septic, driveway. No?
You got a note about putting the aquifer,
What's that?
put a note on there saying it's not in the aquifer.
I got it.
Yeah.
Aquifer protection, question mark. Very good. Leave it alone. That's all I have in the notes is.
Actually, if you take the little blurb that he wrote up right here and make about 3 notes out of it, it'd be great. You got the use will be sandblasting services, metal coatings and undercoating services for vehicles, trailers, and construction equipment, metal products. Construction schedule, we got the construction of the building will occur in the next 12 to 24 months. The hours of operation is 0800 to 1800, Monday through Thursday. I think we need to,
You know, one thing, I personally don't think it's a wise idea to limit yourself. You can work whatever days you want, but you'll have to come back here if you're gonna go open on a Friday. So I would limit, or eliminate.
I was gonna say the same thing. I would make your hours Monday through Friday, and I would even add Saturday morning, 8 to 12.
It would be a violation of your site plan,
Yeah, if you decide to work a Friday,
not during those hours.
if you decide to work a Friday morning, you can't.
You don't have to work.
You don't have to work them, no. You can be closed, you can be
I think-
closed 7 days a week, I don't
I
care.
think you'll find doing undercoating too. You're gonna get some people that wanna come Saturday morning.
He's not doing it. Don't do it Monday through Thursday, you're not getting it.
So if we just add that to the plan, would that be okay?
Yeah.
That'd be too tempting now, maybe he doesn't want those hours.
He doesn't have to tell people. They're not gonna read a site plan.
You don't have to advertise that you're open, you don't have to really be open.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Kirk is not here, but I know he would say something about the metal building the appearance of the metal building.
It's not in the village district.
Commercials.
Nope, it's not. But it's gonna,
Do you have a color scheme on that yet?
No.
No?
Um,
Do you have any ideas?
Aren't they all tan?
orange and yellow?
Yeah.
It'll be like an earth tone. So I know he was concerned about the building and wanted clapboards, but the problem with putting clapboards on this building is you actually have to side it twice.
Uh-huh.
Which
Yep.
jacks up the price huge.
Sure does.
But this is metal and it looks like barn board, so that's what I'm hoping to go with.
Oh, it's like the,
It's kind of like standard seam, kind of.
yeah, it looks like,
T111,
yeah,
similar.
looks like a V-match almost.
But it is metal.
That'd be better than just 3 ribs kind of thing.
Sure wanna see it?
It's handsome.
Do you have the design specifications for the town as far as snow loading and wind loading and all
Yes, I
that
do.
stuff?
Yep.
I don't want you to come up with a beautiful building that I want you to build.
Right.
Do we want to put a note on the plan about the siding, what he's gonna use? Is,
I personally would like to continue it for 2 weeks, personally. And have him come back with something about the siding. I mean, Eric's gonna have, before we can sign it, I'm gonna want a septic approval anyway.
Mhm.
So you get a subdivision design, I know you get a septic approval done in 3 days, but, or less, at least if I can. As soon as you get him to sign it, you can get an approval in 20 minutes after that.
That's approved.
yeah, that's my record.
Yeah. I had a guy,
You've got 20 minutes still?
yeah. Well, he's actually a little less, I think.
We're not supposed to tell people that.
I've got 20 minutes without having to call him.
Yeah.
I mean, can you put on there just, it'll be the vertical?
Yeah,
line there?
yeah, if I put that right on the plan.
Whatever it is, we'll add a note, sign in, note 11.
So are you gonna continue it?
I'd like to see the grading done, I didn't, rather than, there's some things, I mean, in my opinion, the conditional approval, all the conditions should be something I say, I look at, you look at, yep, done, yep, done, yep, done.
I might do it up, I'm gonna take that building off, because that's silly up there. The dimensions
Yes.
are on the building.
Yep.
So if I clean this
You take
little
the,
yard up here,
you can get rid of the bumper blocks. We don't have those anymore.
oh yeah, I can get rid of it. So we'll put a little site plan up there showing the grading. How's that? Make it look pretty good.
Oh, up in the upper left corner, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure the light fixtures on that building too on the plan.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea to show the light fixtures on,
All right, sure, lights.
on the plan.
Change to a single, I forget what.
Yes.
I'll go through that.
And make sure you label them per his, whatever that. These,
What was that? Didn't hear.
so the lights that are, these lights. Motion 180-degree black motion activated outdoor integrated LED twin headlight.
You want that written on the plan?
Something let me know what kind of, something let me know what kind of light you're putting on the plan, yes.
You can put the model number on there if you want.
3 words or less.
Yes.
If he's got a model number on there, just put that on there.
DFI 5998 BK. Of course, that has to come from a certain,
There's another note.
Or equivalent.
or equivalent, yes.
Model. Other
If you get the model, you don't need the other specs, that's,
Okay. A name and a model.
yeah.
So would you be ready in 2 weeks? Hang on, let me look at my schedule too before I.
He says ready, does he mean?
How about that driveway
DOT.
permit? When do you think that would come?
What's that?
The driveway permit?
I just gotta call the guys, it's done, so.
Oh, he says done.
You might have to sign something for it, but other than that, it's done.
This gentleman's basically saying, can we be back in 2 weeks, have the septic approval, the DOT approval, and the specs all laid out on the.
It's not likely I'll be here in 2 weeks.
We'll get it
You
done.
won't be here?
I don't think so.
Chuck, will you be here in 2 weeks, May 9th?
Most likely.
And I won't be here, but that doesn't matter.
What do you mean you won't be here?
I have a dentist appointment.
So? What time does the dentist doesn't work at 7 o'clock at night?
Chips does, he puts them on gas, he's still laughing at 7
I
o'clock.
got 720 sick hours I have to use between now and
Jeez.
33 days.
I'm sure the grades slopes.
Let's just take a check.
No.
They won't pay us anymore.
Elevations on it.
Really?
So it's gonna be-
Nope, otherwise I'd be going out the door with about 1,000 hours of sick time, because I haven't taken sick time in 16 years.
So can you be ready by May 9th? And if you don't have the DOT approval or the septic approval, we can always condition it per, I just don't wanna have 12 conditions and.
Yeah. Yeah.
so, Get the grading
You can
done.
approve it without the septic or the driveway because it's not part of
You just agreed you can get a septic approval in 20 minutes.
And you just said, well, if you don't have those, I was agreeing with you.
Okay.
Anyway. We'll be back when? May 9th?
I make a motion to continue this till May 9th.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You know how fast 2 weeks goes?
Yep,
You know.
yeah, I know.
Once they're here, come back.
Okay, see you then.
Well, Neil emailed me about 20 minutes ago and said, whoops, the meeting totally escaped my mind.
That's because you saw it on TV, so I had no, I'm taking notes, he said, boy, am I glad I missed that one.
Yep, he probably did. I want to keep this. If you're not going to be here, I got to have this.
Secretary permanently gone?
I will be sick on the 23rd or whatever the hell the last one is.
You will?
Yes, I will.
Can I
Yes,
ask
sir.
one more question?
Well, the hearing's over, but I guess so.
So given the, what I would consider the complex nature of this particular lot, wetlands, retaining walls required, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, is there ever any time where you feel that maybe the drawing that you're looking at and the reality may be slightly different, such that a site walk would be required?
We have done site walks in the past on several, if not many, properties. To be blunt, I'm a licensed land surveyor. I work out of Manchester. I've had 2 clients look at this lot, so I've already walked it several times in the last 10 years. Before you bought it, I think I walked it. So I personally have seen it. And I think, when was that previous application?
For the log homes?
Yeah, for the log home guy.
Years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Paul
Yeah.
Moore was chairman, so I wasn't chairman yet. I know
There was
that,
one for the real estate office, too.
Yep.
yeah, that's right. We walked it then, I walked it then again. I don't know if Chuck walked it, Bruce wasn't on the board then, but, so I'm familiar with it for sure. Matter of fact, at that time, I suggested they had to get the wetlands reflagged. That's why the wetlands got reflagged. So I don't think, personally, I don't think a sidewalk's necessary. But yes, we do sidewalks, yes.
Okay, great, thanks.
In other words, been there, done that kind of thing. But
And
thank
the
you.
It is an
EPA,
icky lot.
Yes, it is.
the
It's a tough one.
EPA watches those guys very
Well, we
closely.
won't say it's terrible, it's
Those
tough.
spray guns
Yeah.
even have to be numbered with EPA
The
numbers.
borrow lot thing
They're
is a
in
big
there all
load
the
off my
time.
mind.
Yeah, that's just,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you,
Thank you.
thank you. Since we don't have a secretary, I won't do minutes.
Good.
You said you're not gonna be here?
I'll be here.
Have you heard any update on what they're planning to do for you for when you're not here?
No,
Okay,
nobody said a damn word.
you're on TV, Chip. No, you don't care, because you're only gonna be here for,
Well, at the day of the next meeting, I do believe there's a retirement party for me up at Country Spirits. And I may be in the spirit if I come down here.
We're not going to this party? That's
and we haven't been invited to this
a
party?
good deal, thanks, Jim.
You'll have to talk to Miss Bolton. I have nothing to do with it.
Are you talking May 9th or the
Make a
end of
motion,
May?
we adjourn.
No, the 23rd,
Oh, okay.
whatever it is. I'll be here the 9th. There's gonna be something interesting happening on the 9th.
Okay,
I definitely won't be here on the 9th.
okay. I declare this meeting done. The NFL draft started 30 minutes ago. Packers have pick number 12.